The great hall of the Galactic Council was silent. 1,000 species sat together under the crystal dome of Veralis Prime, the Council's capital planet. The stars above were bright, peaceful, and cold. But inside the hall, tension burned like fire. Elder Zorak, leader of the ancient Varnock species, stood slowly. "We send the final call," Zorak said, his voice deep and tired. "To Earth. One last time." Whispers spread through the hall like wind. Earth, the forgotten world, the silent species. "It has been 100 years, said Chancellor Reen of the Avoxy. "They did not reply then. They will not reply now." "They must," Zorak said firmly. "The galaxy is changing. Darkness spreads again. We need Earth." No one spoke. Everyone knew the truth. When Earth was last seen, they were already far ahead, smart, strong, fearless. But after the last Great War, humans vanished. They cut off all contact, no ships, no messages, just silence. Some believed Earth was dead. Others believed they were hiding, watching from the shadows. Zorak raised his hand, and the Council AI activated. The deep space beacon, a soft hum filled the hall. The message was simple. "Earth, the Council calls for your help. Please respond." The signal was sent, and once again, the galaxy waited. 6 days later, a ship appeared on the edge of known space. It was huge, larger than any Council vessel, black as space, with no lights, no symbols, and no signal. It just appeared. Council sensors tried to scan it. Nothing. The ship was invisible to them, like a ghost, but it was real. A patrol fleet of 5 small ships was nearby. They moved in to investigate. "Unknown vessel, this is Captain Frail of the Galactic Patrol. Identify yourself." No reply. The patrol ships got closer. Then something terrifying happened. The human ship moved, but not like normal ships. It seemed to jump in space, like blinking. 1 second it was far, the next it was close. Before the patrol ships could react, their systems failed. Weapons shut down, engines stopped, lights died. Then a message came. Not a voice, just words, burned into every screen. "Do not summon what you do not understand." The black ship turned, and in a flash, it was gone. Panic in the Council. Zorak watched the video on the Council screen. "This is not possible," said Reen, shaking her head. "How did their ship do that?" "It used no energy we could detect," said a Zarn scientist. "Their technology is invisible." "Earth has returned," Zorak said quietly. "But they didn't answer our call," someone whispered. "They gave a warning." Old memories. That night, Zorak sat in his chambers looking at the stars. He remembered Earth's last visit to the Council over 100 years ago. Humans were different back then, friendly, curious, proud. They helped win the Great War against the Machine Empire. But then something went wrong. The Council grew afraid of Earth's power, afraid of their fast progress. Some Council leaders tried to limit them, control them. There was a secret betrayal. A mission went bad. Human ambassadors died. The truth was hidden. Earth said nothing. They left quietly and disappeared. Now they had returned, and they were not the same. The debate begins. The next day, the Council gathered again. Some called for peace talks. Others wanted to prepare for war. "We need answers," Reen said. "What do they want?" Zorak stood. "I believe they want justice. Silence. Justice. For what?" asked a young alien leader. Zorak turned to him. "For what we did." A second signal. 2 days later, another message came, this time from a small human probe that appeared near Veralis Prime. The probe broadcast a video, short, sharp, and clear. A human face appeared, a woman with silver eyes and a calm expression. "This is Captain Rhea. We received your summon. We remember the past. We will respond. In our way. Then the screen went black. Zorak watched it again and again. She remembers, he whispered. Fear. In high places, many council members were now afraid. We should not have contacted them, Reen said. But it's too late now, said another. Some wanted to run. Others wanted to strike first. But how do you fight a ghost? A force you cannot see or understand. Earth had not even shown its full hand. Just one ship, one probe. And already the balance of power had shifted. Hope or doom. On a distant moon, a small group of young aliens watched the human video. They're coming, one said. Are they monsters? Asked another. No, said the third. They're human. That means they can be both. A small council ship drifted in silence near. The edge of Sector 7, far from any major planet. The crew inside was bored. This sector had been quiet for years. Suddenly, alarms exploded. Unidentified ship, massive size, just appeared, no jump trace. The crew rushed to the windows, and then they saw it. A giant black ship floating in space. No lights, no name, no sound. It did not move, but everyone on the council ship felt one thing deep inside their bones. Fear. The Shadow Move's Commander Krell, captain of the scout ship Orin, stared at the dark object. It's not in our database, his science officer said, hands shaking. Try to scan it, Krell ordered. Trying. But what? Sir, our scanners are returning nothing. It's not there. How big is it? Over 30 kilometers long. The ship wasn't just a warship. It was a floating fortress. Contact without warning, the human ship sent a message. No voice. Just a short signal. An old Earth frequency. Krell watched as the screen lit up. We are watching. Earth has awakened. Then the massive ship turned. With speed that defied physics, it jumped. No flash, no light, just gone. The Orin's crew sat in stunned silence. Shock at the council. The message from Commander Krell reached the council in less than an hour. Zorak stood again before the gathered species. They are not hiding anymore, he said. They are returning. But why now? Asked Reen. Zorak looked at the stars. Because Earth never slept. They were only waiting. Old secrets revealed, an ancient data vault on a forgotten planet opened after 100 years of silence. Inside, alien researchers found something shocking, records from Earth's last days in the Council. The truth was ugly. 100 years ago, after the Machine War, Earth had become too powerful, too fast, too independent. Some council members feared Earth would one day rule them. So, a plan was made. A secret mission to trap Earth's ambassadors. It failed. But Earth lost 7 of its best diplomats. They said nothing, made no war, but they vanished. From the Council forever. Now, it seemed, they never forgot. A second human ship. Appears at the edge of the Sarnor system, another black ship entered orbit above a Council defense station. This one was even larger than the first. Unlike the first, it sent a clear message. This is Earth Command Vessel Revenant. We do not seek war, but we do not forget. The Council tried to respond. Humanity. We ask for peace. But Earth's answer was cold. Then show us truth. Panic in the systems across dozens of Council worlds. Panic started to grow. People remembered the stories of Earth's power. How one human ship destroyed entire fleets. How their soldiers fought like machines, but with hearts of fire. Now, after a century, 2 massive human ships appeared, and no one knew how many more were out there, on Earth. Deep under the surface of New Terra, Earth's new capital, Captain Rhea stood in a command room. Around her were screens showing the entire galaxy. Beside her was Admiral Keon, an older man with gray eyes. They've seen the first 2 ships, he said. Rhea nodded. Good. Shall we send more? Not yet. Let them wonder how many more we have. Let them feel what we felt. For 100 years. Back at the council, strange thing happened. A few planets, the ones who had never betrayed Earth, received private messages. To the peaceful Icarans, you stood with us. We remember. To the merchant Aklari, you warned us of the betrayal. We honor you. To Zorak's homeworld, we respect the voice of truth. Some council races began to whisper, maybe Earth is not here to destroy. Maybe they are here to judge. Fear turns into questions. Council media went wild. How many ships does Earth have? Did they build a secret empire? Are we at war already and don't know it? Some demanded peace. Others wanted to fight. A vote was called. Do they invite Earth to speak at the council again? Zorak makes his move. Elder Zorak stood once more in the center of the hall. I knew Earth when they were young, brave, honest, proud, he said. We failed them. Reen looked at him sharply. So what? We bow to them now? No, Zorak said, but we face them, with truth. Or we face something far worse. In a secret archive buried beneath the frozen moon of Trenox 5, an old historian named Mektal unlocked a file sealed for 100 years. He should not have had access. He should have looked away. But curiosity is dangerous. And what he found changed everything. Inside the file were old records, hidden recordings, videos never meant to be seen again. They showed what really happened the last time Earth spoke at the Galactic Council. They showed the betrayal. The last speech of Earth. The video opened with a human diplomat standing before the council. Calm, but wounded. Her name was Ambassador Lyra Dorn. Her arm was wrapped in a bloody bandage. Her voice was strong, but tired. You used us to win your war, she said. And then you used fear to destroy what you could not control. But we will not fight you. We will leave, and when we return, the stars will remember us. The video ended with silence. 7 hours later, Earth vanished from the galaxy. Mektal's dilemma, the historian sat still, sweating. The truth burned in his mind. We caused this, he whispered. We made enemies of them, not the other way around. He sent the file secretly to Zorak. Then he erased all trace of it. Because he knew, if the wrong people found out he had seen it, he would disappear too. Zorak's choice. Elder Zorak watched the file alone. Tears rolled down his old face. He remembered Lyra. He remembered her kindness, her strength, and he remembered doing nothing when she was betrayed. He went to the council chamber and stood before them. I have something to show you, he said. He played the file. Shock and anger. The council chamber exploded with noise. Fake! Some shouted. Old lies, but others stayed silent. Others knew it was true. Reen stood, her face pale. Why was this hidden? She asked. Zorak answered coldly. Because the truth was too heavy. Meanwhile, in deep space, Captain Rhea sat on the bridge of the warship Revenant, watching council channels. They found the truth, her officer said. Good, Rhea replied. Let them feel it. Should we move? Not yet. Let the truth break their walls before we send the fire. A shadow. Within the council, but not all were shocked by the video. Some were angry, for a different reason. A secret group within. The council, known only as the Core, had planned the betrayal of Earth a century ago. And now, they feared punishment. They will come for us, one member whispered. We must move first, said another. A plan was made in silence. Earth's warships had to be destroyed before they could strike. The second ship speaks, back in orbit around the Sarnor system. Earth's second warship, the Obsidian Wind, activated its main screen. Live message was broadcast across the system. A young human officer appeared. To the worlds of the Council, Earth does not want war, but we will not forget pain. We do not seek control, but we will not be controlled. Aliens across the system watched in awe. This was not the Earth they remembered. This was something greater. In the shadows, a fleet assembles. On a distant planet, deep in a black nebula, the Corps gathered ships, old war cruisers, Black Ops destroyers, silent bombers. They planned a surprise strike. Before they can take the Council, one commander said, "We will burn their ships from the sky." They prepared to hit Revenant and Obsidian Wind, fast and hard. They believed Earth was not ready. They were wrong. The listening post, at the edge of the Larnak expanse, Earth had placed a secret satellite. Listening, watching. When the Corps' ships launched, the satellite picked it up instantly. Inside Revenant, Captain Rhea's eyes narrowed, so they still think like cowards. She turned to her crew. Launch Protocol Ember. Protocol Ember, the third ship, a ripple in space, a sudden flash, from the dark. A third Earth ship appeared, even bigger than the others. Its name, the Fire Above. It had no windows, no markings. Just endless armor and weapons like a floating fortress. It blocked the path of the incoming enemy fleet. The Corps' commander panicked. "What is that?" The reply came from Rhea. "You wanted war. You get fire. The sky burns. The battle." Lasted 5 minutes. Earth's third warship didn't just fight. It erased the enemy fleet. No, Earth ship was touched. The Council watched the live feed in horror and awe. This was not an army. This was a force of nature. After the silence back in the Council chamber, Reen finally spoke. "We summoned Earth." Zorak nodded. "And they answered?" Reen asked. "What now?" Zorak stared out at the stars. "We listen," he said, "before it's too late." The planet Varnock Prime was known for peace. Its people were farmers, artists, and thinkers. Their skies had been blue for 1,000 years. But one morning the skies turned black. Not from clouds, from warships. The Grail Empire, a savage race from the Outer Reach, had entered Varnock space. Without warning, they began their invasion. And the Galactic Council? They did nothing. Desperate calls, Governor Telon of Varnock Prime sent a message to the Council. "We are under attack. We need help. Please, someone respond." There was silence. Council fleets were far away. Some leaders hesitated, unsure if Earth would react. "Send a call to Earth," Zorak said. Reen looked doubtful. "They may not answer." Zorak's voice was firm. "They will. If they still care about justice, they will." The Grail begin. Their attack Grail ships began firing. Plasma bombs at cities, towers fell, farms burned, children were taken. Varnock people ran, hiding in caves, forests, anything they could find. Governor Telon watched helplessly as the Capitol dome cracked. Suddenly, every screen on the planet turned white. A message appeared, written in human script. "This is Earth. Help is coming." Then the clouds lit up. Arrival of fire. The stars opened. A massive shadow fell across the burning sky. It was the Fire Above, Earth's largest warship. No music. No speech. Just presence. Varnock people looked up and cried, some in fear, some in hope. The Grail turned their guns toward the sky and fired. The counterattack Earth did not fire back immediately. Instead, small black drones dropped from the fire. Above, thousands of them. They flew like birds, fast and silent. The drones found every Grail ship and shut them down one by one. No sound, no explosion. Just silence and a fall. Then, Earth fired one shot, just one. A precision railgun strike from orbit. It destroyed the Grail command ship in 1 second. No Varnock buildings were touched. Not a single civilian was harmed. The fire above transmitted a message to all Graal frequencies. You harm the innocent. You thought no one would come. Earth has returned, and we do not forget the weak. Reaction. Across the galaxy, news spread like fire. Earth saves Varnock. One shot, one kill. No war, just justice. Billions watched the footage. The council was silent. The people were not. Governor Talon's. Words later that night, Governor Talon recorded a public message. Today, we were not saved by the council. We were saved by Earth. They did not ask for payment. They only asked if we were safe. Across council space, citizens started asking questions. Why did Earth protect us? What kind of power is that? Where were our own fleets? The council divides in the council chamber. Voices clashed. They are interfering, Reen shouted. They are protecting, Zorak replied. They are making us look weak, a third member said. Zorak stood again. They're showing us what we should have been doing all along. Back on the fire. Above, Captain Rhea stood alone in her command room, watching Varnock's blue oceans below. Admiral Keon entered behind her. It started, he said. Yes, she replied. The people will listen. But the leaders, they will fight back. Are we ready? Rhea turned, her eyes like stone. Earth has always been ready. We were just waiting for the right moment. Whispers in the stars in the outer colonies, people began to say something new. Earth is not a threat. Earth is a guardian. Earth is not here to rule. Earth is here to remember. If they protect Varnock, maybe they'll protect us. 2. A new fear grows, but in dark places. Among those who betrayed Earth before, a new fear began. They realized Earth was not just back. Earth was being welcomed by the people, and if that happened, the old council power would collapse. The Galactic Council chamber was full. Every seat was taken. Leaders from every species had arrived, waiting for what many believed would be the most important meeting in 100 years. The reason? Earth had accepted the Council's invitation. 4. The first time in a century a human would enter the chamber, and no one knew what would happen next. Arrival of the human. The air turned cold as the chamber doors opened. A single woman entered. She wore a black uniform with silver edges. Her boots were silent, her back straight. Her name was Captain Rhea. She was not smiling. No guards followed her, no assistants, no army. But her presence felt heavier than any warship. She walked to the center of the room and stopped, and then she said, clearly and without fear, Earth has returned, and we have a list. Shock in the council. Whispers exploded through the chamber. A list? What does she mean? Captain Rhea pressed a button on her wrist. A holographic screen lit up in the center of the room. Dozens of names appeared. Leaders, admirals, spies, council members. These were not just any names. They were the names of those who betrayed Earth 100 years ago. The demand Captain Rhea looked around the chamber. Her voice was calm, but cold. We are not here to speak. We are not here to ask. We are here to demand justice. These individuals lied, cheated, and murdered human diplomats. Earth left in peace. Now, we have returned for truth. She pointed to the screen. You have 7 cycles to turn them over. If not, Earth will decide justice our way. Then she walked out. The chamber stayed silent for a full minute after she left. Council in chaos. Immediately, the council room turned into chaos. She threatens us. We must arrest her. No, she said nothing about war. She spoke about justice. She cannot make demands. But what if she's right? Zorak stood slowly and raised his hand. Silence followed. We buried the truth. We cannot bury it again. Reen stared at him. So we just hand over our own people? If they are guilty, Zorak said, then yes. The list's effect. The list had power. News spread fast. On every planet, people saw the names. Some leaders tried to deny it, but others admitted the truth. A retired council general stepped forward on live broadcast. Yes, I was part of it. I was told humans were dangerous. I followed orders. I was wrong. He was arrested shortly after, but his words shook the stars. Inside, the core in a dark room on an unknown planet. The members of the core watched in silence. These humans are not asking. They are controlling the narrative, said one. They're turning the public against us, said another. We need to strike. No, the leader of the core replied. We need to disappear, now. But it was too late. Earth had already begun tracking them. Earth's quiet message. That same night, on a dozen planets across the galaxy, small black satellites appeared in orbit. Each one sent the same message in every language. We do not aim for war, but we will not let crimes go unanswered. We do not need permission to protect the truth. People were terrified, but they were also inspired. Some planets began calling for their own trials, for their own corrupt leaders to step down. Earth wasn't just shaking the council, it was shaking the galaxy. Captain Ria's reflection aboard. The fire above, Ria stood before a quiet screen. Admiral Keon joined her. You dropped a storm into that chamber, he said. I dropped a mirror, she replied. Let them see what they became. They won't give up those names. Ria looked into the stars. They won't need to. Zorak's final stand. Zorak gathered a special meeting. Only honest leaders were invited. He showed them the full evidence from the archives. The betrayal, the deaths, the orders to silence the truth. He raised his hand and said, The old ways are broken. We cannot heal this galaxy by hiding the truth. We must stand with Earth, or stand alone. The chamber burns on the 7th cycle. Earth sent a final signal, not to the council, but to the people. We gave them a chance. Now, we give you a choice. If your leaders lie, remove them. If they hide, expose them. Earth stands for truth. We do not rule, but we will never kneel again. And with that, Earth transmitted the full records to every planet, every device, every network. The truth was no longer hidden. The meeting room, once the center of power, was now a firestorm of fear, debate, and collapse. A crowd had gathered on Viralis Prime, the capital of the Galactic Council. Billions watched through holoscreens, some in fear, some in hope. It was a day that would be remembered across galaxies. For the first time in history, a trial would be held not by the Council, but with Earth's presence. It was called the Trial of Stars, and the accused were the very people who once led the galaxy. Earth's conditions. Before the trial began, Captain Ria sent one last message to the Council. This is not revenge. This is justice. Earth will not judge alone. Let your people decide. On live broadcast across all worlds. The Council hesitated. But by then, it was too late. The public demanded it. The accused 8 former Council leaders were brought into the Crystal Chamber. They were old, powerful, and once untouchable. Now they stood behind energy shields, silent and shaken. The charges were clear. Betrayal of peace, assassination of Earth's diplomats, hiding war crimes, spreading false fear of humans. The first witness, the chamber. Lights dimmed, a screen activated. The first witness appeared. Ambassador Lyra Dorn's final recording, recovered from Earth's deep archive. They said we were a threat, but we came with peace. They used our kindness, then they used our silence. But we are not silent anymore. Gasps echoed across the chamber. Even some council members wept. Testimony. From the forgotten dozens of species came forward during the trial. The peaceful Renari who warned Earth but were ignored. The Icarons who secretly protected fleeing human scientists. A half-human, half-alien boy from a distant colony. his father killed in the betrayal. He stood before the chamber and said, "You feared Earth would control the galaxy, but you were the ones doing the controlling." Captain Rhea speaks on. The fifth day of the trial, Captain Rhea herself stood before the crowd. No weapons, no threats, just words. We could have stayed hidden. We could have erased every name from orbit, but we chose truth, because if justice dies, so does the galaxy. A turning point. Then something unexpected happened. One of the accused, Counselor Varneth, stepped forward. He asked to speak. The chamber was stunned. "I was afraid," he admitted. "Afraid of Earth's strength, afraid they would lead. So, I lied." He bowed his head. "I don't ask for forgiveness. I ask for honesty to return." It was the first time a council leader had ever confessed publicly, and it shook the galaxy. Public reactions across the star zone, the jungle planet Namaris. A teacher turned off the broadcast and whispered to her students, "Today the stars changed direction." On the mining moons of SARS 8, workers raised human flags and shouted, "They did not run! They came back with fire and truth!" On the ice world Korath, young soldiers tore off council badges and replaced them with white bands, the new symbol of unity with Earth. The verdict, after 10 cycles, the final vote was called, not by the council, but by the people. Every citizen across the galaxy voted on their devices. The result? Guilty. All 8, by the will of billions. Earth's choice. But when asked what punishment Earth demanded, Captain Rhea gave a surprising answer. Not death, not exile. Let them live, and see what a galaxy of truth looks like. Let them walk among those they lied to. That is justice. Some cheered, others disagreed, but Earth's message was clear. We are not your rulers. We are your reminder. Zorak's final words, at the closing of the Trial of Stars, Elder Zorak, who had once stayed silent, spoke before all. Earth came back not with chains, but with mirrors. They showed us who we really are. The galaxy will never be the same. And maybe that's a good thing. Back on Earth's ship on the fire above, Rhea watched the stars. "Do they understand now?" Admiral Keon asked. Rhea gave a faint smile. "They understand fear. But now, they're starting to understand respect." In the darkest part of the galaxy, far beyond the edge of council space, a hidden fleet floated in silence. Their ships were old but deadly, black cruisers, stealth destroyers, and unmarked gunships. They belonged to a group that refused to accept Earth's return. They were known only as the Remnant. They were the last survivors of the original betrayers, and now they were ready to strike. The hidden war begins. In a secret war room, a tall figure in shadow stood before a map of council space. His voice was cold and sharp. They think Earth won. They think the trial ended it. But justice is not peace. Earth must be reminded they are still mortal. Around him, others nodded. The plan was already set. Step 1. Destroy one of Earth's forward stations. Step 2. Leak false data to turn neutral systems against Earth. Step 3. Capture a high-ranking human officer. Fast, silent, ruthless. They called the operation Echo Silence. Target locked. E-Relay Station 9 far on the edge of the Saran Belt, Earth. Had a quiet satellite base, E-Relay Station 9. It relayed peaceful messages between Earth and allied planets. Only 12 humans worked there. The Remnant believed it would be an easy kill, but Earth was already watching. Inside the trap commander, Dalen, a young human officer, looked out at the stars from Relay Station 9. He felt something strange. "Sir, long-range sensors are picking up distortion," said his crew. "From where?" "It's not natural. It's hiding something." Suddenly, warning lights flashed. Multiple warp signatures inbound. Dalen stayed, calm. Activate protocol shadow light. The lights dimmed. Walls shifted. Hidden weapons came online. Relay Station 9 wasn't just a communications post, it was a trap. The ambushed 10 remnant ships dropped out of warp around the station. They fired missiles, lasers, EMPs. But nothing hit. A blue shield appeared around the base. Old Earth tech. Experimental. Fast recharging. Then Earth's secret came out. From behind a nearby moon, 5 human stealth corvettes uncloaked. Their hulls shimmered like glass, and they fired. In 40 seconds, 4 remnant ships were gone. The rest turned to run. Too late. Earth's trap had worked. Interrogation. 1 remnant captain was captured. He was brought aboard the fire above. Captain Rhea herself questioned him. Why attack? Us after everything? She asked. The alien spat. You poisoned the people. You made them believe you're heroes. Rhea didn't move. Her voice was ice. We didn't make them believe. You made them forget. We just reminded them. The captain laughed. You think the galaxy is yours now? No, Rhea replied, but it's no longer yours. The Real Danger Earth's intelligence team decoded the remnants' data. They found something alarming. A plan to strike New Terra, Earth's main colony planet, not directly, but through sabotage, poisoned food supplies, hidden bombs in cargo ships, civilian terror. Rhea frowned. Cowards still exist, even in space. Keon asked, Do we warn Terra? No, she said. We hunt them before they get close. The chase through the Belt Earth sent a Black Ops team through the asteroid fields of the Velen Belt, a place filled with space storms and magnetic fog. Inside, they found the Remnants' last carrier ship. The Remnants had hidden hostages. Alien. Traitors they blamed on Earth, hoping to cause a rebellion. But Earth's squad was faster. They rescued all 32 hostages without firing a shot. Then they detonated the ship remotely, sending a message. Your shadow war ends here. Reactions. Across the stars on neutral worlds, rumors spread. Earth stopped an attack before it even began. They knew everything. How? Even the shadows can't hide from them. Leaders who once feared Earth, now feared betraying them. Zorak warns. The Council Elder. Zorak spoke once again in the Grand Hall. The danger is no longer Earth's power. The danger is thinking they don't know everything. They have ears in the dark, eyes in silence, and minds sharper than ours. We must move forward, or be left behind, back on the fire, above. Rhea looked at the stars again. Remnants are finished, Keon said. No, she replied. They were just ghosts, shadows of an old war. Then what now? Now, we show the galaxy how to build something better. A spark of hope on a desert moon, a little alien girl watched. A human ship land for aid delivery. She waved. A human soldier waved back. Her mother whispered, We used to fear them. And the girl said, smiling, They came when no one else did. In a dead system with no planets, where no stars shone and gravity twisted space itself, a massive structure slowly powered up. It had been silent for a century. Now, blue lights flickered across its giant rings. Then it moved, and the galaxy felt it. This was the Stormgate, an ancient, forbidden human project now awakened. A signal in the void on the far side of Council space, a scientific outpost received a strange signal. The message was simple. Stormgate active. Access code accepted. Stage 1 complete. The scientists didn't know what it meant, but Earth did. Captain Rhea received the signal while standing on the bridge of the fire above. She smiled for the first time in weeks. It's time, she said. What is the Stormgate in Secret Council? Files, the Stormgate was once called Project Infinity. Built by Earth just before they left the Council, It was a failed experiment. Or so they claimed. But in truth, it was a dimensional folding system, a gateway that could bend space and connect galaxies in seconds, a tool so powerful the Council had demanded it be shut down forever. Earth agreed, and then secretly moved it. Now, it was back online. Why activate it now? Admiral Keon asked Rhea. Why now? Rhea answered, The galaxy is watching. They've seen our strength. They've seen our justice. Now, they must see our future. The storm gate is not a weapon. It's a door, and we're opening it. The Council reacts. The message from the storm gate hit the Council like a thunderbolt. Reen stood up during emergency meeting. This is madness. They can create new paths, new trade lines, new colonies without us, Zorak replied calmly. And they invited us to witness it. Earth isn't hiding. They are offering. They are building an empire, Reen shouted. No, Zorak said. They are building a bridge. The invitation, every major civilization in the Council received the same message from Earth. You are invited to witness the opening of the storm gate. No weapons allowed. Bring only knowledge and peace. The future is not owned. It is shared. Some believed it was a trap. Others saw it as history in the making. Dozens of ships moved toward the coordinates. The galaxy held its breath, opening the gate. The structure floated like a ring of thunder, powered by a blue-white core spinning at impossible speed. As delegates arrived, Earth's third ship, the Fire Above, hovered silently in orbit. Captain Rhea appeared on a massive hollow screen before the guests. 100 years ago, you tried to stop us from building this. We stopped. Ourselves. Not out of fear, but because the galaxy wasn't ready. Now maybe it is. With a silent gesture, she activated the final code. The sky tiers. Open the gate spun faster. Lightning danced across the rings. Then, boom. A flash of light so bright, it lit up the void. The center of the gate opened, revealing another galaxy, full of stars, planets, endless possibilities. No one could speak. The screen lit up again. This is not a weapon. This is an invitation. The storm gate is open, and Earth will not enter alone. New choices. After the gate opened, something changed across the galaxy. Old wars stopped. Worlds that hated each other looked to the stars and wondered what was out there beyond. Some wanted to explore, others wanted to claim power. But most wanted to follow Earth, not in fear, in hope. Whispers in the crowd, an alien diplomat turned to Zorak. They did it. They actually did it. Zorak nodded slowly. And they didn't need to. But they did. That's the difference. Reen's private message later that night, Reen sat alone in her quarters and sent a message to Captain Rhea. I was wrong. You came with fire, but you brought light. I still fear you, but I no longer hate you. She received no reply. But she smiled because she didn't need one. The message heard, everywhere Earth sent one final message to the galaxy that day. Power is not control. Strength is not fear. And the stars are for everyone. Back on Earth's ship Admiral, Keon stood beside Captain Rhea, staring at the storm gate. Do you think they'll come through? Rhea replied. Some will, some won't. But the door is open now. What about us? Rhea looked ahead. We go first. Always. The storm gate pulsed with quiet power. Beyond its glowing core lay a galaxy no one had seen before. No maps, no charts, no known life. It was a place untouched by the Council, untouched by war, untouched by Earth, until now. Inside Earth's bridge ship, Venture 1, Captain Lyra Reyes looked at the swirling portal. First jump team ready, said her officer. Engines aligned, sensors online. She nodded. Let's make history. And Earth entered the unknown. The gate jumped the moment the ship passed through, space changed. Gravity twisted. Light bent in strange ways. The crew held their breath. Then, silence, followed by calm. They were in a new galaxy. Behind them, the storm gate floated, small but steady. Before them, billions of stars, some glowing green, some flickering like fireflies. The galaxy was beautiful and silent. Too silent. Strange readings. Captain, we're getting strange energy patterns. Living ships? Artificial gravity fields? No, said the science officer. Older than that. Alien, but ancient. Then they saw it. A massive structure, floating near a gas giant. Not natural. It looked like a metal flower, slowly spinning in space. The crew stared. Is that a space station? No, whispered Reyes. That's a message. The first contact as. They approached, the ship's systems froze for a second, then a voice echoed across the speakers. It was not human. It was not alien. It was something else. You opened the door. Now walk carefully. We remember Earth. We remember your fall. We watched you rise again. Everyone on the bridge froze. The science officer whispered, How do they know us? Back. On the fire above, Captain Rhea and Admiral Keon received the transmission on delay. They played the voice again. We remember Earth. Keon frowned. That means they've seen us before. Or, we left something behind, Rhea replied. The old missions? No. Something deeper. Rhea gave one order. Send the full archive team. If this galaxy knows us, we need to remember why. The memory vault on the other side of the storm gate. Captain Reyes led a small shuttle to the floating structure. They entered through a glowing tunnel, inside walls covered in glowing symbols. Floating lights, voices whispering in old Earth languages, long-forgotten dialects. The AI team decoded one phrase. Earth failed once. This time bring peace with you. Someone had left a warning, but who and why? A lost human probe in the center. Of the structure, they found something impossible. A human satellite, old, damaged, but clearly marked, Earth, Expedition Omega. Keon's voice came through the comms. Impossible. That probe was lost over 300 years ago. We thought it fell into a black hole, but it didn't fall. It passed through another Stormgate prototype, a forgotten gate Earth had abandoned, and somehow it reached this place long before the Council War. Ancient watchers, the structure's systems came to life. A hologram appeared, an alien made of stars and dust. It spoke. We watched your kind once, when you were young. You burned your own worlds, but you changed, and now you return. Not with conquest, but curiosity. The figure faded. Then a warning echoed. You are not alone here. Others came before you. Not all welcomed the light. A faint signal from deeper within the galaxy, Earth picked up a weak distress signal, unknown origin, but very human, repeating the same word. Help, help, help. It was old. Weak, but it meant only one thing. There may be humans here already, lost, forgotten, or survivors of something worse. The choice Captain Reyes turned to her crew. Should we respond? One officer said, it could be a trap. Another said, or it could be one of ours, lost in time. Reyes gave the order. Set course. We find them. No one gets left behind. Not even across galaxies. Back at the storm gate, on the fire above, Rhea gave her command crew one final message. We are not just explorers now. We are not just soldiers. We are something greater. We carry the weight of Earth's past and the light of its future. Whatever we find, we face it together. The signal grew stronger. From deep within the unknown galaxy, Earth's ship Venture 1 followed the cry for help. Help! 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 Captain Reyes sat forward. Lock in on that location. Prepare landing shuttles. They didn't know what they'd find, but they knew someone, or something, was waiting, and Earth had promised, no one gets left behind. The forgotten colony. They landed on a rocky, wind-blasted planet. The sun was dim, the sky gray, and then they saw the impossible. A human colony, small, worn, but alive. Farms, homes, children. They ran toward the landing team, confused and crying. One older woman stepped forward. "You came back," she whispered. "Captain," Reyes asked. "Who are you?" the woman replied. "We are the children of Omega Flight. You left us 300 years ago. How did they survive?" The original Earth probe, Omega Flight, had crash-landed here by accident through a broken gate. The team had no way home. They built shelter, grew food, raised families, taught stories of Earth to their children. For 300 years, they waited, and now Earth had finally returned. The message to Earth Captain Reyes recorded the reunion and sent it back through the storm gate. On the fire above, Captain Rhea watched the video play in silence. Tears formed in the eyes of her officers. "They waited all this time," Rhea whispered. "We didn't abandon them. We just didn't know." The Council's final choice, back in Council space, Elder Zorak stood before the chamber. "The storm gate has given more than travel," he said. "It has given us truth and a second chance." Reen, once Earth's biggest critic, now stood beside him. "We must ask," she said, "do we keep fearing Earth, or do we walk through the gate with them?" The vote was cast, unanimous. For the first time in history, the Galactic Council chose unity with Earth. A symbol of hope together, Earth and Council leaders met at the storm gate. A new flag was raised, a star surrounded by open hands. Below it, in 100 languages, were the same words, "We share the stars." Ships from dozens of species crossed the gate, some for trade, some for peace, some simply to explore. The galaxy had changed, and Earth had led the way. Captain Rhea's final speech on the edge of the new galaxy, in orbit of the lost colony, Captain Rhea sent out one last message, broadcast to every world. "We came with fire once, because the stars forgot us. We answered with strength, because we had been betrayed. But now, we answer with light. Earth remembers pain, but we also remember kindness, and we will walk forward, not as rulers, not as enemies, but as guardians of what must never be lost again, hope."